So my name is Atlas Cage. I'm a producer and musician in the band Strings of Atlas, Chords of Eve, a founder of the indie record label Sky Titan Media here in Austin, Texas. And today, I'm going to share with you one of the worst music reviews my music has ever gotten. Oh. And now, as some of y'all know, especially if you've been following Sky Titan or even just any of the Strings of Atlas stuff that I've been doing for the past decade, y'all know that I like to create these characters within music to be able to put them into different genres and, flex that creative muscle a little bit in a new genre to kind of keep things fresh, keep things moving around. And Psycho Phoenix is, of course, one of those characters that splits off here. It allows me to be creative in a bunch of different ways, and it doesn't keep me pigeonholed in one spot, which I feel like is the dream for most artists. Be able to do what you want, when you want, and not have to explain yourself. Alright, so let me set the scene for you. It's 2005. I'm a young 18-year-old individual entering into college, and I've been playing in a metal band in high school. I think I got into sophomore, junior year, started playing guitar, learned the ropes on it, really getting into music. And then as I got into college, I really just wanted to expand my musical horizons. I was interested in so many different styles and genres of things. So a buddy of mine hooked me up with this old version of Fruity Loops, which is now called FL Studio, by the way, which I still use to this day. And we loaded it up on my old HP desktop that had the built-in microphone, the monitor, you know what I mean, with that weird little mesh piece cut out at the top of the monitor, still running strong on Windows Me. And I decided to try my hand to getting into doing more production, trying hip-hop beats, trying orchestral scores, trying different things just to kind of, I was 18 trying to learn what I want to do with music. So I put together my first demo ever. And I was working for hours recording that stuff in the bedroom, trying to get the best sound that I could. My face just pressed against the monitor, trying to rap quietly to it to get more bass out of my voice. I had no idea what EQ and compression and any of that stuff was back then. I just knew that I loved music and I wanted to make something cool. Enter The Crash Theory by Psycho Phoenix. Now I will admit, I've gone back and I've listened to the tracks and you're talking over a decade ago. Not my strongest work. Let me tell you. But it laid the foundation for what would then inspire me later to seek out more education on the subject. It helped to guide my decision in going into business so I could learn how to run a record label. It got me to meet other people that I wouldn't necessarily have met being in just the one genre, playing just these certain clubs and everything. And it made me look at music as a whole and develop my love for music as a thing rather than a genre. Put together my very first demo, passed it out to people, and one of our local papers picked it up and decided to run a review on it. I don't want to say the fella's name. For better or for worse, for whatever reasons, I'm just going to leave his name out of it and just give you the words on it. And, you'll see why. The headline reads, of the entertainment section, Crash Theory crashes and burns. After listening to it 4 times, my conclusion is that Psycho Phoenix's Crash Theory is really just a big mess. There is promise of potential. Phoenix obviously knows how to work the equipment well. It is superbly produced, but other than that, you're left wondering, how the heck did he ever get to put this mess out? Phoenix's music has no melody, hooks, or energy. All attention is focused on his own childish, crude lyrics. Resurrection of the Grimm Brothers, great song title by the way, is just like the song states, a boring, insipid use of nursery rhymes that are equally bad and unappealing. Whoa, did the song title state that? Is that what that said? Resurrection of the Grimm Brothers, aka a boring, insipid use of nursery rhymes? Personally, I was a fan of the Brothers Grimm. The entire demo sounds like a palette of sounds. It seems like Phoenix recorded his voice and then manually added each sound to the music. So I had to ask myself, how much of the music was actually originally written? Now I do think this part is funny because I play several instruments. But this was a hip-hop album. I'm sure this music reviewer has much more knowledge of it than I do. I've known a ton of hip-hop to use samples. It's kind of part of the genre. I will admit, Maybe it was not my original 808 kick drum that was making the trunks rattle. Anyway, the music uses seamlessly fusing metal guitars and shuffling beats. Though Phoenix makes some rather astute lyrical observations from time to time, he relies too much on lousy jokes and shock value. I still use a lot of lousy jokes. Hit and Runnin' is entirely about Phoenix driving around and hitting people that are getting in the way, all while nonchalantly blowing it off. Deliberately corny lyrics will appeal to the adolescent boy in every listener, but most will easily reject it. And the demo only had 5 real tracks because the others are just 40-second futile interludes. Now that's kind of harsh there. My favorite things on CDs back in the day, those little hidden tracks, the little snippets that you got in between the music of the artist just having fun or something they caught in the studio. That was always a thing that I personally really enjoyed. Necropolis Waves closes the demo, an instrumental track that is repetitive, lax, and tiresome. It is the sort of record you wish they would take off the stereo at excruciating frat parties. Didn't somebody say something like that about the Beastie Boys? It's party music. We jam. And for supposedly possessing a metal sound, it's rather light, if anything. I wanted to save some of this for you, so I didn't actually read all of this when I found this paper the other day. I wanted that genuine reaction and whatever the fuck it is. Phoenix even has the temerity to temerity? Is that a word? Alexa, define temerity.
Temerity is usually defined as reckless boldness, rashness.
Reckless boldness. Phoenix even has the temerity to proclaim his demo into his own created genre of music, chud, which aptly stands for comedy, horror, hip-hop, underground, and death metal. While the underground is obviously there, the only other thing is horror, because this is truly horrific. Some might even say cheesy and shocking. While this may make sense as the spooky and tuneless churn that typified turn-of-the-century active rock has largely given into rockers capable of both aggression and melody, there are plenty of moments of gritty sludge on Crash Theory. He can barely rap, the beats are clumsy, the hard rock guitars are pandering, and there is absolutely no focus, which means the demo hits lightly and dies quickly. In a day and age where uniqueness is essential, Phoenix doesn't come up with anything new in his musical ideas. Crash Theory suffers from an utter lack of form and direction, from the riffs to the rhymes and the surplus of stolen ideas. A great portion of this demo is just plain pathetic. And by the way, what is his name supposed to mean? Rating 14 out of 100. Yeah, this fella had a lot to get off his chest. So why did I pick the name Psycho Phoenix? One was Psych, because nobody believed that this screaming death metal kid was going to also try out hip-hop. So it was like, psych, gotcha. But also I did it. On occasion when people would ask what the O stood for, I would joke and say oblivious, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I just love it. So I'm gonna do it anyway. And Phoenix, because the idea of music, the art, can never die. No matter how many times you think it's done, it's coming back bigger, it's coming back better, stronger, faster, just idea can never die. That was the idea behind it. And don't judge too harshly now. Post Malone, he's one of the biggest musicians we got right now, and he got his name off a gamer tag generator. Shame on you for hating on people's creativity. I mean, I hit so many walls in trying to get into publications and the radio, just everything you try to get your music into, there's somebody standing at the gate with their nose pointed up in the air being like, nope. It reminds me of this one story of when I was trying to get Strings of Atlas on the radio, and there was one of the biggest FM rock radio stations in the town, and I was sending them demos and everything, and I was calling them up, sending them emails, and they were just like, nah, man, nah, get that stuff out of here, get out of my face. And I remember going around the school with a petition form and a Walkman. Oh, actually, this Walkman, and I had the CD loaded up, and people would just listen to it, and I'd be like, okay, if you like this music, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get people to sign up that says they do like it, they would listen to it, and they would check it out if it were on the radio. We got over 300 signatures in a week off of just asking people, asking the public what they thought. Would they get behind it? And it takes a lot of effort to get somebody to write their name and email onto anything. So, think about that. I sent them the zip file of it and I was like, these are the people that are interested in, this is what we've been doing. And they were like, no, who cares? We got numbers of people, who cares? We got way more people. We don't care about your 300 people, doesn't matter. And it wasn't until some local guys of an MC stands for Motorcycle Club, by the way, decided that they absolutely loved our music and we're going to go down to the radio station to talk with people and help convince them to play our music. Good times in rock and roll. I felt like Frank Sinatra. There's more than a few good stories that go with that MC coming to our shows, but stories for another time, I'm sure. So what is the takeaway from this, and why did I bother making this copy and keeping this with me? When I first read this article, I was feeling a combination of hurt and mad. Clearly, because a lot of it I feel like was less of a critique and more of a pick at my character and my creativity choices. Because the music's not for everyone. But to be in the media and go out of your way to do that, I mean, who's really being childish here? What I don't want this video to become is just a big rage fest where we get pissed off and yell about things and talk about how ridiculous this actually was. But what I want to do is show you that people are always going to criticize everything that you do. And it seems like no matter what that is, you can't get away from it. And the more you get into anything that's public facing, the more ridicule you're going to get from people. It's a tough thing to face that sort of criticism, especially in such an early stage of your career. Considering this was the first thing I'd ever put onto a CD, and yeah, I was burning CDRs in my bedroom, writing out every label, buying jewel cases, putting them all together, passing them out to people, and it was a constant learning experience. I was always trying to up my skills, get more people involved, get more opinions, more ideas, more. And I mean, I definitely got some opinions. And some of them were very helpful. And so I think along the way, no matter what it is you're doing in life, or if maybe you don't even know what your purpose in life is yet, and that's what people are harassing you about. You have no direction, whatever it is, I'm telling you, me, right now, I am telling you, you're a winner. You are worth it, and you can do it. And there are going to be a lot of people who tell you that's not true. And fuck 'em. No, I gotta end it with something better than that, right? I can't say just fuck 'em. But if you stop what you're doing right now, if you stop creating your art, if you stop dancing, if you stop playing music, if you stop whatever it is that makes you you, whatever it is that you love to do because of what someone else has told you, you might miss out on something amazing in your life. And amazing things don't come along every day. So don't let someone outside flapping their gums about something tell you that you're not gonna make it, that your stuff's not good enough, or that you're not good enough. Because one day, you're gonna get there. I almost forgot one more thing. He can barely rap. I see you writing those papers, sticking in your opinions, but I can think of better places that you might want to stick them. You know, it's really hard to take anything that you're saying serious, and even more to read along about me getting furious. Why you gotta go and pick apart my art? I know the devil made you do it, cause you're not that smart. So I'ma keep rhyming these words, though, with temerity, just like you heard, bro. I don't have time to be listening, I don't have time to be giving and worried about your opinion of what you've been thinking. Nah, he can't rap.